Hello, everybody. And before we begin, a little bit of a briefer on some of the rules of the system. Welcome to our Weenie Hollow special. It's a Halloween special if you couldn't get it. I know it's very difficult to understand. In this system, or in this specials, we're going to be playing Call of Cthulhu. It's a very fun system. We played it last year. There's a good explanation last year where all of us were very, very immersed in the rules. But we will now
listen to that.
We will now give you a worse description. We will now give you a worse description of how it works. Call of Cthulhu is a horror game, and you have a lot of fun stats. And
oh gosh, I'm scared.
It's very similar. It's a tabletop RPG, so you roll for skills. You have hit points. You have basic stats like size, education, strength, constitution, dexterity, intelligence, appearance, power, a credit rating, and such things. It's very fun. You have sanity. If you lose a lot of sanity, you go insane, crazy enough. You have luck, and if you're a lucky motherfucker, then lucky stuff happens. And the reverse is very true also.
So unlucky.
So unlucky.
I would argue that this is a very unforgiving game, which is not represented by how we played it last year, where everything was very fun and lighthearted for the most part.
For the most part.
Have I missed anything significant?
You have to roll under your stat.
How?
Like if
Using
your
what?
if your strength score is 60, that means you want to roll under 60, and if you roll under 60, you succeed. And that's why having high stats in this game is good, because there's a wider number of numbers that you can roll under.
Statistics,
Yeah, you have to
baby.
roll D100s, and you want to get a lower number
Yes.
and not a higher number.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I have these really shitty pink dice that always roll horribly, and sometimes I when I'm rolling too well in like the regular campaign, I switch out my dice because it just might make things like a little spicier. But I've specifically chosen my shitty rolling dice here because they will probably come in handy.
Yeah.
And speaking of rolling low, you want to roll as low as possible. You want at least
thanks.
like 1/5 lower than your
yeah,
score.
there's different success rates.
Because there's hard success. There's success. There's you just barely made
Extreme.
it, but
Yeah.
good luck, you lucky bastard.
And then there's you failed and you die instantly.
You
fell off of
failed.
a ravine. There wasn't a ravine there before, but we made one.
If you actually fail a roll in this game, you just die immediately. That's a new rule this year for
Combat
8th
equals
edition
death.
Call of Cthulhu.
Rolling equals death.
Yes.
Making a
Episode
character
is
sheet
5
equals
minutes
death.
long.
Yeah.
It's just a whole lot of death.
While we are joking, combat is bad in this game. Combat should be avoided at all costs because these are very fragile characters, which is a stark contrast to Dungeons and Dragons and the regular campaign, where you might have seen these chuckleheads survive horribly stupid things,
I
such as
survived
falling
the
down infinite
slash.
pits, being cut in half,
I was
losing
cut
arms.
armless.
So anyways, I hope that you enjoy these specials. Goodbye.
Warning.
This graphic novel contains scenes of murder and mayhem and is not for the faint-hearted.
If you are upset by intense scenes of violence and viscera,
Needles and nastiness.
Consider steering clear of this story.
But if you're prepared to be scared and to delve into the depths of the horrors the human mind can produce,
Then step right up and enjoy the perilous pages of Machines Made from Minds. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your keeper of arcane lore, Luke, and joining me are my players, whose names are as follows.
hi, my name is Ben, and I'll be one of the players in the spooky situation that we find ourselves in. Do we say our characters, or is it
No.
something later?
No, you don't.
All right, well, it's just
Damn.
me here. Hi.
Hi, my name is Carla. I can't.
I'm so spooked. No, Carla, keep going. I'm so scared.
You
No,
all,
that's it.
all of you just be yourselves. I'll bring all the spookness to this one.
Hi, my
Oh,
name is
yes.
Carla.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Sarah.
I'm Sam. I play mysterious character number 4.
Damn, you said they're mysterious? That's a lot of spoilers.
Oh shit, you're right. Hi, I am Sam. I am still Sam, no matter where I go.
We find ourselves on a cool summer night in the dormitories of Wildcliff for just a moment.
Fuck.
We see a small, black-haired halfling sitting comfortably at his desk. We recognize this person as Veldon Deeplake. Before him is a large copy of Dragonborn Weekly, issue 347. Sleeping on a bed in the room, a large bed, we can see the form of Mirundine Purebone, but it's very late at night, probably early into the morning at this point, as Veldon cracks open his roommate's copy of this wonderful little illustrated adventure. And he is transported through the power of literature and graphic novels to the wonderful city of Aros. In the year 1233, a bit far into the future, a fun, exciting sci-fi adventure. So, now that we've established our framing device,
Whoa, how did I get here?
It is a cool autumn's day. It's nearing the end of autumn for all of you. The year, as I said, is 1233. This is the equivalent in our real world to the 1920s. There's an industrious boom in technology and mechanical engineering. Some of this brought on by arcane research. However, a majority of this is the mundane. How is it on this wonderful autumn day that all of you arrive at your destination, that each of you know is the lovely little shopping district of Sublime Wynd? Please introduce your character and just narrate for me either how they discovered about this job or were contacted for this job, or how they are just getting here today. It is probably about 6 a.m. in the morning. Let's start with you, Sarah.
Okay, I would say that this middle-aged woman shows up. She's wearing a very large coat that kind of obscures half her face and a big newsboy cap. And as she arrives at her location, she takes it off. She's got messy purple hair and ram's horns underneath, and she's looking around a little surreptitiously.
Okay. What about you, Ben?
It is very early in the morning, and this raggedy fellow with very long and very unkempt black hair, as if they have just gotten out of bed. They're sort of walking with a little bit of a hunch because they look extremely tired. They're wearing a dark red, sort of patchy overcoat, and you can see what seems like parts of overalls, like gray overalls that he's wearing, in addition to some like pretty heavy-looking steel-toed boots.
Okay.
And they look like they just woke up and they let out like a extremely heavy yawn.
Okay. Sam, how is it that your character is arriving here? Or how is it that your character was contacted for the job?
Okay, well, even though it's very early in the morning, there is a pink tiefling just walking down the road like full speed, head in the air. Like she's so full of energy and she doesn't seem to know what she does with it because she's like kind of tripping over her own feet as she's rushing down the road towards her next job. She was contacted quite a while ago. She's well known for solving mysteries, big or small. And she's kind of getting her hair like fixed up as she's walking along. She woke up bright and early to get there as fast as possible. She's tying her orange scarf up around her horns, and her tail is just kind of swinging back and forth, and she's just going full speed, man. She's just ready.
I love this. And finally, Carla, how is your character arriving, and how did they find out about this job? Or how did they find out about this job? It's your choice. Really.
Okay. So they will see a walking, tall, like 7 feet, 8 feet tall,
Beefy.
cow-looking person. And
Cool.
and this cow, it's like, think of a fawn cow, brownish skin, but with like a heart-shaped white fur on the forehead. They were wearing almost like farmer's clothes, but it's very well kempt. but the bottom part of the pants, it's like muddy, sort of like, oh, this person just walked out of the forest or somewhere dirty. And the thing is, they're walking with such like, I feel like, grace, which is odd for someone who is 7 feet tall and looks like a cow.
And so you'll be playing for just the sake of it, you're going to be playing a furbolg.
Yes, I'm playing
just so
a
people
furbolg.
know. You're not playing an actual
you were about
cow.
to say a furry.
Oh no, I'm a furbolg.
And Ben, also, what race is your character? Are you just a human?
I'm just
or
a
are you
human.
perhaps- Interesting. All right. So you all arrive in your own discreet ways at Sublime Wynd, this single, long, very straight street. It's a pedestrian-only street, and you had to walk quite a far distance, very likely, because the subway lines are down in the area currently. You could have taken taxis or whatever other means you wished to arrive here, but to actually get to your final destination, the Happy Petals Community Florist, you needed to walk down this lovely street. It's fairly narrow, with medium-rise apartment buildings on either side. The ground floor of many of these buildings are small shops run by locals. It seems to be a very lovely place. At this current time of day, the air is very crisp. The sun is just starting to come up. Maybe just starting to come up. It actually might still be down for another 40 or so minutes due to the late time of year. Very few people that you can see are actually opening their stores. There might be only one or maybe two other people so far that you've seen. And so you all arrive at your destination, and you see a small single-story building with a beautifully painted sign that says Happy Petals Community Florist. You see that the front facade is a dark green, these letters a bright yellow. The front door also a very lovely bright yellow. It seems that the front 3 windows, the middle one has a tarp nailed up to it as if it has been broken and is now being covered. There is a bench out front upon which is sitting a dark-skinned dwarven man who is reading the newspaper currently. And I think most notably, when you arrive, you notice that there are 3 other individuals here, all seemingly wishing to speak to the man who had contacted you, Mr. Lane. So, Mr. Lane, this dwarf, will put down the newspaper as you all approach and kind of stand up. He's very well dressed, I think, especially for a man who runs a florist's shop. And he will stand up. He won't extend a hand to greet any of you, but he will say, "Now, good morning to you. I hate to call y'all here so early in the morning, but I didn't want investigators such as yourselves to draw some unwanted attraction to an otherwise simple scenario."
No, I appreciate that. So, we gonna get started with the job, or can you tell me more?
Now, what's your name? Because I need to put a face to a name.
She reaches into her pocket very quickly, and she's like rustling through some they look like cards of some sort, perhaps fake IDs, and she sort of shuffles through, kind of, no, not this one. Not, she doesn't say that, but that's the
Yes.
motion, and she says, "Oh, my name's Peggy Briggs. Thanks for hiring me."
Well, it'll be no issue. And what the rest of you? What are your names? I sent out a lot of letters. I have no idea who y'all are.
Hi, my name's Conium Wilson, but you can call me Connie. Also, before we continue with this talking, I heard that one of the plants over there needs a little bit more water.
We'll take care of that afterwards. Yes.
Thank you.
And you, young man? And he'll point a large, meaty finger at you, Ben.
Well, my name's Arthur. Arthur Acumen. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Lane. I don't mean to be rude, but I thought the job that I would be signing up for involved more mechanical expertise.
Oh, well, I'm sure it will. I'm not I'm not quite well versed in the subject of investigating, but we'll see more once you walk inside. I'll give you a tour in a second. Thank you for responding to my letter.
Well,
And he'll finally turn to you and put out a hand and say, now you, I do recognize. It is a pleasure to have a genuine investigator on the case.
She brings her hand down and shakes his hand and says, and it is lovely to meet you, Mr. Lane. My name is Darcy, as you know. And I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and also hold out my hand to them and say, I don't think I've met any of you, but it's great to meet you.
I don't shake it, but I give a little nod.
Yeah, you are all under the impression, I should really clarify, that you would be the only person working on this job. It was quite explicitly stated that it was a exclusive contract. And the contract, I will say, was for 6,000 gold pieces, which is why it might have piqued your interest, I think.
So just a quick question there. About the contract. You said
Yes.
6,000. You did not mention other people working here. Is this a 6,000 total situation, or is this meant to be
6,000.
divided?
No, not meant to be divided unless you work together. You can figure that out amongst yourselves. I just wanted to cover all my bases. 6,000 to whoever solves the case first. Simple thing. I'm sure you'll get it solved by the end of the day, and we can all go about our own business.
Got it.
Now, do you want to move on to getting inside?
Yes, that sounds absolutely perfect.
this better be worth it if I
Okay.
had to wake up before 11 a.m.
All right. So, Mr. Lane will walk over to not the front door, but will walk over to this side alley and pull out a key and unlock a door there. It's like a heavy chain door. The alley is not very wide, maybe only 6 feet wide at its largest point. Again, there seems to be medium-rise apartment buildings on either, like flanking this small one-story florist's shop. But this actual fence in going into the back alley seems to be about 14 feet tall with some barbed wire at the top. Lane will unlock the door leading into the alley and allow you all to enter before locking it himself. And you can all follow this back alley into the back area, like the yard of the store, essentially. So to describe this place, there's a small covered work area with some workbenches. There looks to be a lot of tools that you might use to prepare flowers for presentation. There seems to be a lot of soil about, and there's large compost bins here, and just general garbage in the back corner. There's large subway grates along the ground where like the air vents out when a train would go by. What else is here? I think that's it. There's a door going into the back, like into the store from the back as well. Lane will say, or he'll clear his throat. This is the back area. This is where I receive the deliveries. To explain the situation to all of you. And he'll gesture towards a couple of very oily looking footprints on the ground that are standing by the workbenches. If you didn't see out front, someone broke in the other night. Now, I've noticed that there's been a couple plants missing here or there. I just figured that it might have been a error on my part when helping folks out. But it seems that people have been breaking into the store. And now I don't know why they're breaking into my store. I don't know why they're leaving oily footprints all over my store and in my work area. But I'm going to have to get that figured out. And that's where all y'all come into the mix.
Did they pick the lock, or did they break in,
That's
smash a
the
window? Do you have any idea?
Front window smashed in. I didn't find any money missing from the place.
If I can ask, do you know what kinds of plants were going missing?
Well, I just put out some of all the autumn flowers been out recently, and the popular ones been going missing, like the sages, the aromatics, the sages, the sumac, beautiful little inflorescence they are, but don't sell very well. You notice them when they start going missing. The dahlias not so much. They've been in stock. They've been good. Do you think that's relevant to anything?
Well, it might be.
All right. Any other questions? He'll check his watch very quickly and say, I know this fairly rude of me to call y'all here to my store and then leave you, but I've got a business meeting in about 20 minutes that I've got to head off for. I got keys made for you, just the one of them, for inside the store. Give you access to the store itself, the front door, the office. That should be all the places you need to get into. I'll be back by the end of the work day, so I assume you should have figured out this very simple mystery by then. But any other questions just before I hop off?
Before you go, have you tried talking to the plants?
He'll look at you with just like this solemn, completely absent of emotion face, Connie, and he'll say, "No, I have not tried talking to the plants, seeing what they have to say. Feel free to do so, however. I'm sure one of the other investigators will be glad to have you distracted by such things."
Oh,
Anyways,
thank you.
yeah, no problem. Anyways, if that'll be all. Feel free to look around all you need. Some of the neighbors should be around by this time. I wish you all luck, and I hope you figure it out. And he'll hand, who's nearest?
Peggy isn't nearest, but she will put her hand out for the key.
Okay,
Wow.
he will hand out the key for you, Peggy.
Okay.
And then he will leave. You now have free reign to explore this store to your heart's content.
I would like to touch the footprints, the oily substance.
Ooh, okay. You touch them. Do you want to investigate? What would be? What would you like to do with it?
I guess I'm gonna check its consistency between my fingers, see if it's anything familiar. Like, is it like a bodily thing, or is it like a substance?
Okay.
Maybe an invisibility potion.
Give me. Oh gosh, there's so many lovely skills in this game. Give me a nature. Is that a thing?
I don't.
There's natural world.
Let me check.
Natural world. Give me a natural world check. This shouldn't be too difficult.
You say that, but believe me when I say it, my brain is already fried. Okay. Oh no. Sam didn't put shit into that. It is a 45, so I did not make that at all.
Okay,
Oof.
so it's a fail. Sticking it together with your fingers, it appears to be some sort. It's on the spectrum of mud to oil for certain. The specifics of which you do not have a very particular understanding of at the moment.
Okay.
But it's definitely oil or mud or something of the matter. There's a bit of a sheen to it. It's kind of this dark brownish black, and it's fresh because it sticks to your fingers, but you don't know how fresh. What are the rest of you doing at this moment?
I'm hoping to open up that main door.
Okay. Well, I guess, okay, you open up that back door and enter the store from the back. I guess he would have given you 2 keys if that was the case, one for the alley and one for the actual store itself. That would make more sense. And so you enter and find yourself in this very lovely, aromatic smelling little storefront. It's very quaint. If you had not met Mr. Lane, I think you would assume that someone else ran this store because it's very cutesy, I think. And he's not just from speaking to him very quickly, he's not a very cutesy man, I think. There's large displays of flowers. There's a lot of broken glass on the ground, and you can see that the front tarp that is covering the broken window is there. There seems to be a small counter with a door leading to a back office of sorts. It's labeled as such, main office. There's a small register there. There's a lot of little fresh bouquets prepared that seem to have wilted a little bit. They seem to be a couple of days old. There's large potted plants that you could buy and purchase. There is some ornamental fruits like gourds and stuff in small bins at the front of the store that you can pick up. Do you want to look at anything specific?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the broken glass.
Sure. Give me a... Is there a specific intent that you're attempting to...
Well,
what
for
are you
example, is there any objects thrown through to break the glass? Is it
Give me spot
actually
hidden.
broken from the outside?
Okay,
spot hidden?
yeah, give me spot hidden.
Oof, okay, Oh, very bad. That's a 91.
Holy shit.
Oh!
Of course,
Sarah,
now this fucking dice rolls high. This die rolls high.
Okay. Looking at it, you notice that there's a lot of broken glass around. You see that it's fallen on a lot of the main display plants and mixed in with a lot of these gourds. You see that there's like a little bit of stuff lodged in some of these gourds, and you think to yourself, oh, that's kind of troubling. If someone was to buy one of these, there would be glass in it. And looking around under the displays, you do happen to catch a little glint of something. Something metallic, it looks like, that you don't know. You can't get a specific read. It's a bit too dark under here for you. And as you reach out your hand to grab it, you knock it forwards and you hear it cascade down a small vent,
Ah, dang it.
knocking it permanently away. Okay. Right about Connie and Arthur. Sorry. What are you two doing?
The first order of business is for me to grab a little bit of water and give water to that specific plant that I brought up.
Okay,
earlier.
the one that's out front.
Well, yeah. So I walk up to the front,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna walk close to where the broken mirror is, close to where
The window. Broken mirror.
broken window, close to where
Yes.
Peggy is, and I'm going to look at a plant close to it and be like, "Hello, kind one. Did you see anything that broke this window?"
I need you to make me one of two checks here. I need you to either make me a natural world check or an occult check. Or, if you have this skill, I would prefer this one, psychoanalysis.
No, I don't have that one. I have natural world.
Okay, give me a natural world roll.
I just passed. I just succeeded.
Okay, so regular success.
Yeah, regular success.
Okay. So, what kind of plant is this?
Let's say that it is.
What's a good autumn plant?
I don't know any autumn plants.
Dahlias are beautiful autumn plants. You could go with a dahlia.
Oh, but I
it
call
doesn't
her
hurt.
Happy Doll.
Happy doll. Okay. So you got a regular success. As you pour a little bit of water in, the plant seems to perk up, I guess. What are you trying to get out of this? Does this normally work for you? Is this a thing that actually is a thing for you? Or is it like...
I do have the ability to, yes, talk to plants. That is why I was contacted in the first place.
Okay. I think the plant will... Jeez. Oh, there's a thing that this can do. I think that this would... I don't think we ever have done this before, but since this is technically a type of magic, this would take away from your magic points, which is, I think, 1/5 of your power.
Yes,
I guess. Yes. Thank you, Ben.
So you want me to
just
roll another one?
No, I just want you to take away 2 points from your magic points.
Okay.
Begone points.
Begone points. You've now been granted points and had them promptly removed. The plant, I think, will say back, "Oh, thank you so much," as it sways in the chill autumn breeze.
What about the plant that I asked the question to?
Oh, what did you ask them?
I asked, like, "Oh, kind one, did you see anything that broke the window?"
The plant, I think, will respond and say, "It was just the other evening, and I was minding my own business when all of a sudden someone threw something big and heavy through the window, and it made a huge, horrible noise.
Did you see what it looked like?
It looked like a person.
Tall, short?
They looked to be about shortish.
About
They had
shortish.
They had a big backpack on.
Did they smell?
Did they smell?
Yes.
I don't know what smell is.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
I can only see with my plant senses.
And that's the only noise they made. Did it scare you?
It scared me a lot. I almost died of fright.
Well, you're doing a great job here, okay?
Arthur, what are you doing?
I've kind of got like a look on my face that says, "Oh, I didn't really sign up for this job. But if it means that I get experience, who to do? I'll play investigator, sure." So I'm just gonna like walk inside the building and just go, "Whoa," and I'm just gonna like look around and just like hotty toddy, haha, this is fun. I'm pretending, and I'm just gonna go behind the desk and like look under there.
Give me a spot hidden.
Okay. Haha, I'm an investigator. Woohoo. This is what I signed up for.
I belong here.
Ooh, that's good. That is a 31, which is under, so regular.
Excellent. Underneath this front couch, I think you walk in a couple moments after Peggy knocked something down the vent. I think you hear like a clunk, 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 clunk as it goes down the vent, and you see Peggy like reaching under one of the displays, but you don't really know what that's all about. But because you're concerned with this kind of desk or like the cash register area. And looking underneath the counter, I think that you can find there's a small locked cupboard. It seems to be very dusty, as if it has not been opened or closed in a long time. But at the same time, I think you would notice that the little lock seems to have been fuddled with recently.
Fuddled with?
Because there's very deep scratches in it.
Oh, like scratches around just like the entirety of the lock, or around maybe where the keyhole is?
Around like the keyhole area.
Ooh.
More deeply than I think it would be if someone was just using a key and unlocking it. It looks very much tampered with. The keyhole almost looks pushed out of place or bent a little bit.
I wonder if it's been fuddled with enough that maybe I myself could try and opening it.
You could definitely try and open it. Give me are you going to try to use force, or are you just going to try to finagle with it using the locksmith
I'm going to
skill?
finagle it and see where my luck gets me.
Give me a locksmith check in that case, which, unless you've put points in it, will be a 1%, so you will fail 99% of the time.
Well, I did just roll, and
Yes.
I hit my exact skill in it.
Oh,
so
okay.
I believe that's a regular.
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, well,
did you put points into that skill?
I did, yes.
Oh, lucky duck. All right. So you, with a small, I guess, do you have a set of things to play around with locks? Like tension wrenches and stuff?
I carry around miscellaneous equipment with me
Okay.
wherever I go.
So from the inner pocket of one of your inner pockets of your jacket, you pull out this small bundle of tools and begin to pick around at this lock. I think, Peggy, you would notice this at this point, that this young man seems to be doing something. It's up to you if you want to interact with that. But you would hear that the lock springs open after some time, probably like 40 seconds or so. And you can open the cabinet if you'd like.
Open cabinet.
You see a large leather backpack in here.
Oh.
And there seems to be a crowbar sitting in there as well. Definitively not florist's equipment.
No. I'm just going to
Would you like to call?
I'm going to take the backpack and I'm going to put it on the counter.
Okay.
Hey, what you got over there?
Well, there was a locked cabinet that I just decided to open up because since we're playing detective, figured we would need any information, I guess, would required. So there was this backpack with a crowbar in there.
Crowbar.
And the lock was previously messed with. So I'm not exactly sure why they would have this equipment with them, unless they have some sort of strange hobby.
Would I have noticed them talking about this in the table?
You can see them like through the front window, yeah. So the way I was imagining it, Connie, was that you would have walked out through the front door, maybe leaving that open. So yeah, you could probably hear them talking about this, see them through the front window. Similar with you, Darcy, I think you can hear this conversation occurring. It's a very quiet morning, so any conversation really carries on the cool autumn air.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk back in, and I'm going to say, well, why would there be a backpack here? Apparently, according to that beautiful Dahlia over there, that the person who broke in or broke the window had a big backpack on.
Wait, what?
They were short with backpack on.
Right. The plants told you that.
To be specific, they said short-ish. So, I guess that's relative. Am I right?
You talk to plants, though?
And here I thought my old professor was kooky.
Darcy's gonna come inside and she's gonna I'm guessing that she heard this conversation, like you said before. She's gonna come over to the group and say, I think there might be something bigger going on here.
What do you mean?
What makes you say that?
Why would someone contact 4 different investigators and say that whoever solves this facet gets 6,000 gold for what is supposed to be a very simple investigation? And plus this bag here kind of ups my thought that something else is happening and this is meant to distract us. Maybe we're the only PIs in town right now and they want to keep us on the down low.
Look, if you think something weird's going on, that's fine, but I wouldn't read into it too much. If you question it, nobody here's gonna get any money.
Well, the whole point of it is to solve the mystery. I mean, if one of you get the money, I am happy for that. I just want to figure out what's going on around here.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't want anyone encroaching on my 6,000 gold, so I don't think we should read into this too much.
Does one of you want to open the backpack?
I will.
Okay.
While they're having a conversation.
Absolutely. So it's
He's just like, ooh, fun.
Ooh, I'm an investigator. Haha, what's in here?
So there's a small leather case, like a hard case that's covered in leather. Almost like, have you ever seen one of those old leather binocular cases where like the top has like a big flap on it, and it almost has like a carrying strap on it as well. It looks like that. There's also a folded up piece of paper as well as a flashlight, a very heavy flashlight.
I wish to unfold the piece of paper.
It seems to be a map of the subway.
Well, I have
you can see
extreme interest in this.
Yes, there seems to be 4, it has the 4 subway lines, the green, blue, orange, and red lines. To put it in perspective, the red line is the one that services this area and is the one that is currently shut down. And I think very quickly you would be drawn to the notes that are scribbled around in this area. And they seem to be not in common. It's a lot of notes written not in common. There is, however, a mark between, I'll send you a small picture of this. On the red line between stop number 3 and number 4, there seems to be a small symbol that you can make out as like a circle with an X through it.
Okay.
And you would know just from being here and operating on the subway, or like being on the subway sometimes and looking at the map that they have on there, that the end station for this line is West Quinn Formation Terminal, and the station that is marked 3 on the map is Sublime Wynd Station, which should be the station for this very street.
Okay, so we would just have to go there and then probably go west.
Yes.
Okay.
All of you notice Arthur open up this large map, and it has these very strange looking writing on the corner. You also see that there's this, it looks like, again, a binocular case and a large flashlight in there. Did you want to open that one up too?
Sure.
Okay. Inside you find 3 little vials of what look like very clear liquid, but if you were to hold it up to the light or just take them out or even just like move the little container, they look to be about kind of iridescent. The same way if you look at oil and you can see how that has like that rainbow sheen to it, it looks to be very similar, except this is clear liquid and not like a dark black liquid or even like a cooking oil liquid, but similar looking.
Well, I believe we might have our first lead, fellow investigators.
What's that spot on the map? Down here?
That looks like it would be near us. So if we were to go down through the subway station along this street here, and if we head west, that should lead to that location there on the map.
Well, sounds like this belonged to whoever broke in, so...
And it seems they really have a love for diving through old subway stations.
Looks like it.
I was just wondering, if they broke in, why would their backpack be locked inside the store?
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe they left
it.
Darcy.
Do you think that, here's what I was thinking, okay? This is just through deductive reasoning. I'm not that smart of a guy. But what if, because let's say that this person comes in and then they left this and they didn't finish the job, but then Mr. Lane hid the backpack because, that's evidence right there. But then this thing came back to take it again, but it was locked. Is that possible? I don't know.
Seems weird that Lane wouldn't have told us, but, maybe
But,
is he the only person who works here? Might be another employee or something.
Are you saying an inside job?
Could be.
What other types of plants are in the store itself?
Was there anything specific that you wanted to look for? Were you going off of an inkling or a hunch and looking for something specific?
So I would say in Darcy's experience, a lot of very simple tasks have gone into the paranormal and supernatural. And so her very first thing when she heard that Sage and Sumac were taken was, oh, magic is being used for these.
Mm-hmm.
And so so I think she's looking like what other ingredients in the store could be used for magic and why were these two specific ones taken in that case?
Give me an occult check.
That is a 20, so I technically passed.
Okay.
Because my thing's 25.
You would know that, yes, sage and sumac, very aromatic plants, would typically be used in a lot of rituals, blessings, such things, magical ceremonies. I don't think that inside you would see anything, but looking around the store, maybe you look out through the windows across this street, Sublime, Wynd, and you would see that planted in the center, kind of dividing the two halves of the street almost, are these large bushes with these bright yellow flowers, which you would recognize as goldenrod, which you also know to be another magical reagent. And you would see there's some weirdly, because you're looking for it, I think that they would be cut in a specific way so that it wouldn't be obvious. But since your eyes are kind of glancing over it with a trained skill, you would notice that there are definitely some cut branches from it.
Do I know of any sort of ceremonies that would require these three specific ingredients?
Using the same occult check, I think your mind would jump to some sort of religious ceremony.
Okay.
Spooky.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you want to draw anyone else's eyes to this?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up. So I know some stuff about, magics and such things, ceremonies, because every once in a while, a simple investigation always turns into something a little bit more, And from what I can see here, there was no specific reason to take specifically sage and sumac if it wasn't for a ceremony. And if I like direct their attention out the window, like with a wave of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look over here, you'll see that some of the large golden rods have been cut. And these three things together are sometimes used for rituals. And as I said before, and I point to who I take the name as Peggy, something bigger is going on.
It's a early parlor scene.
So what you're
God
saying
damn it.
essentially is a simple flower shop robbery is really a larger picture of some sort of cult gathering, religious ceremony, whatever you want to call it.
I understand it sounds a little... I understand hearing it come from me at this point, especially since we don't really know each other, that it sounds a little bit odd. But hear me out. I have, similar to, as you said earlier, you have skills in mechanitry, engineering, devices. I know my way around the out-of-box adventures. And believe me when I say, this is definitely turning into one of them. And she kind of like bites her thumbnail like in excitement.
Yes.
And she's like bouncing on her feet.
Yes.
And then she points to Connie and she says, and if
Yes.
what you're talking about earlier is correct, and that matches somewhat what your plant friend told you of the break-in, then I believe Mr. Lane is a part of it. And that is why he is pinning us together to fight so that we quickly draw new conclusions, finish the mystery early, and then we never figure out whatever is actually happening.
So you're saying he's not going to pay us?
Oh, I quite believe that he probably is using this as a ploy to get people here. Now, while I know it's for a ritual, I do not know, in my expertise, how friendly or dangerous it might be. It could be that we're sacrifices, that we were brought into town to do this small mission, or it could be that we have been brought here simply to distract us from something bigger happening, say, across town. Like I said before, I don't know if the ritual is too friendly or too dangerous. At this point, I'll have to do some research myself, but that's what I have so far.
So you're saying the job is fake. We're being set up. We were never going to get paid. All right, that fucking sucks. I guess we should, leave then.
But don't you want to know what's happening?
I don't think this was worth getting up at 6 a.m. I need a coffee.
While this conversation is happening, Connie, will be like right behind them. And I will have this face where it's like both angry and sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I am looking out at the plant, like the golden rod outside that was cut up, and sort of like this sympathetic look. And I'll be like, they took them out from the forest and they brought them out here to the city. And now they are somewhere else. This is 1 degree too much. All they do is take, and they take, and they take. Poor golden sun.
I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder to try and comfort her.
We're reaching all the way
His
up.
shoulder.
We must avenge these plants. They did nothing wrong. They did nothing wrong.
Is he okay?
While this is all happening, Arthur, I think that when you have this thought of like, oh, it's far too early, it's way too early, I need caffeine in me right now, you smell on the air some fresh brewing coffee wafting from down the street.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, it's coffee. I gotta answer the call.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a cafe not too far, so maybe I'll just step out and get something real quick, and then I'll be back.
So you want to take a step out onto Sublime Wynd?
Yes.
And follow your nose. You step out. You probably close the door behind you, I would presume. Can you make a spot hidden check for me quick?
No.
Okay, good.
He's too
Moving
focused on coffee.
You walk down the road.
Ooh. That is a hard success.
Ooh, a hard success.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay,
That's our
that's
first
cool.
one today.
So that's cool. So you would notice 2 things here. One of them is a small. The door looks very well maintained. It's a bright yellow door with a cute little doorknob and a beautiful little window looking into the store. But very small, carved in like the top part of the door above the window into the wood, you see a very crudely carved flower symbol. The second thing you notice, after you take note of that, as you continue to walk down the street, hands stuffed in your pockets to keep them warm on this chilly morning, is that the window, it seems to be painted words on the window.
Oh boy.
Like the same way you would see like on a diner, it would be like hot dogs, hamburgers, right? It's very
Hot
similar.
dogs,
like painted.
get your hot dogs here.
Get your hot dogs. It seems that on the leftmost window, so it's 3 windows on the front facade of the building. It's the middle one that is broken.
Mm-hmm.
On the leftmost, it says fresh flowers, and then there's a little dash. You see an F, and then the window is broken, and then on the other side, on like the 3rd window to the right, it says owned, established 1209, and you can make of that what you will. Anyways, you follow your nose down the street. It's not too far. You see a small outdoor cafe that has a couple of little chairs set up. You see a fairly tall, olive-skinned orc wearing a small apron and a coat who seems to be brewing some coffees up. And there's a small sign sitting above their little cafe area that reads Fjell's Cafe.
Fjell's.
Fjell.
Fjell's.
And this is like the one of 2 people that you've seen actually out here this morning. It's probably about 7 a.m. at this point. You've spent about an hour investigating. And they will look over to you as you approach, and they'll go, "Hey there, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Can I help you out with anything?
Yeah, I was looking to get...
Would you like a coffee?"
I would like to get some coffee, yes. Do you have any espresso?
We just got the medium roast, unfortunately.
Okay, well, That'll do.
I can give you a big cup of it though.
Yeah, that'll do. Yep. A big cup is good.
And so they'll take this large pot of coffee, or not a pot of coffee, I think. They'll put like a little ceramic, what looks like cup, on top of a large coffee mug and begin pouring in coffee over the little grounds. You smell these beautiful floral notes. It smells so amazing this early in the morning, Arthur. You literally feel dead on your feet at this point. You had to leave before you got any from your own house.
It is not worth waking up before 11 a.m.
This large orc, Fiel, will say, it'll be five silver pieces just for the big cup. And they'll put it down on one of the tables, and then lean kind of on the counter of their outdoor cafe and say, I've never seen you around here before. You new in town? What are you doing here?
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna put the 5 silver on the counter. And I'm gonna take my coffee and I'm just gonna take like a pretty big swig. Well, like just giving them like a please wait. And then once I'm done that, I'm just gonna stop drinking and say, no, I'm not really from around here. I was called to do a job like up the street. You know, there was that whole situation with the florists, I guess.
Oh yeah, with Mr. Lane, yes.
Yeah, so I guess
he's a really nice man. It's horrible circumstances, you know?
Yeah.
Been a bad year for him.
So I guess I was one of the other people that they had called to go take a look at the situation that's happened there. I thought, you know, I wasn't going to be having to wake up in the morning to play pretend investigator, you know, but this is where I am now. I live on the other side of the city, so it was quite a bit of a long walk here, but I guess that's where I am here now.
Well, at least you didn't have to wake up early like that other fella who was talking to him earlier.
Who were you talking to before?
Oh no, they're just Mr. Lane was here earlier at his store, and they like point with their head like down the street. It's probably like 50 feet down the Wynd. They said like some old looking guy, big jacket, big hat, smoking a big cigarette. I don't know what they were talking about. I was just setting up for the day, getting all the tables cleaned off.
Well, it's probably a client of his anyways.
Probably a client, maybe a business partner.
Business partner. All right, well, I won't take up too much more of your time. I'm pretty sure you get real busy later in the morning, so I'll get back to.
No. Ever since that subway closed down, we don't really get much business. Unfortunately, you're the first, I think, new customer, non-regular, who's come in probably 6 weeks or so. It's always good to see new faces. You should really come back here sometime in the afternoon when all the stores are opened up. It's a lovely time. It really feels like a living, breathing little community we got here on the Wynd.
Well, I'll see if I have time to do that. I think I should probably get back to the store and continue our
Absolutely.
little investigation.
Carry on with your investigation, Mr.
All right.
Investigator.
Take care. I'll see you around.
Take care.
Walk back down the street.
All right. Walk back with your coffee.
Big gulps of coffee.
Okay. Arthur, you make your way back over to the florist. Did the three of you, Connie, Peggy, and Darcy, have any further conversations, come to a conclusion?
I think...
Peggy, are you just gonna fucking dip out?
Yeah, okay, so Peggy is claiming, like, fuck this, there's no point, we're not getting paid, I'm leaving, I think you should all leave. But of course, in actuality, she's going to head towards the direction of where X marks the spot on the map.
Okay.
I think in trying to console Connie, I'm gonna also say, would you help us? I understand that you can talk to plants, and I think that'd be greatly useful right now. Would you be able to come with us and talk to the large golden rods? Maybe figure out what happened there?
Of course, anything that can help these beautiful, precious things.
I'm gonna pick up the watering can because that seems like a nice thing to do for plants before you ask them questions. I'm not quite sure, but we'll do that.
Do you want to take the backpack with you that has like the map and the flashlight and
I'm
stuff?
gonna say, but if we take them and Mr. Lane comes back, he might see it and see that we're on to something there. So I'm going to memorize the map and everything that's
absolutely
cause it's only that and the flashlight, right?
You meddling kids.
Yes, it's only that and the flashlight. There's the little jar or the little container with the little 3 vials of the clear liquid.
Can I take one of those out and like put like a drop on my finger and like feel the consistency?
Absolutely.
I'm
you
gonna do
can.
that and see if it
Oh my
matches the
gosh,
footprint outside.
That's really
Hey
ominous.
everyone,
It's
Luke's
very-
actually smiling
Very
creepily
scared,
right
but
now.
Darcy
It's
doesn't see
very-
Luke making that smile. She's on her own thing.
It's very, very slippery and oily.
Is it similar enough to what was outside with the footprints?
Not entirely, no.
Okay.
It's more on the oil side of the spectrum than that. That was a combination of a bunch of things from your
Oh
approximation.
no, it's coconut oil.
I'm gonna hold. It's just a bunch of different cooking oils that he's using. I'm gonna hold my, I guess my finger and thumb out to Connie, and I'm gonna say, "Does this look familiar to you? Because it's not anything from. It's not like with the footprints. Do you know anything with plants and maybe like an oil or something, a nectar that helps them grow or anything like that?"
Can I investigate the the oil on her finger?
You can make a natural world.
Here, take my hand.
You can make a natural world or medicine, I think would also be satisfactory. Whichever one's better
I think she's
for
gonna
you.
like sniff it as well to like see if it does anything. I don't know.
Sniff.
Sniff.
I got a hard
Okay.
pass, a hard good.
It
A
definitely
hard success.
Hard success. It definitely does not appear to be anything that is plant derived. I think you can tell that very quickly.
This is definitely not from a plant.
Hmm.
I know all the juices from these plants, but this is not it.
Okay.
And so the two
What
of
does
you
it
want to
smell
go
like?
talk to the. What does it smell like?
Yeah.
Smells like
Death.
it smells almost like ammonia. I think.
Oh. Ew.
Yeah, it does not smell
Okay.
pleasant.
So I'm guessing that I, Darcy, have like my own little pack with like
Yeah.
little containers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You're gonna decant.
what she's gonna do is like she's gonna take all 3 vials,
Okay.
check to make sure they're all like the same. Are they all the same thing?
Yep.
She's gonna take a little bit of each of them to pour into one of her small beakers, so it looks like
so they're
nothing was
staying
really
at the same
taken,
level.
but she's taken a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay.
And then she's
You
also going to do
this.
the same thing with like the liquid with the footprints as well for later
Okay.
research.
And now do the two of you want to head out and talk to the goldenrods while you,
Yes.
Peggy, go off to the subway station, I presume?
Yes.
Okay. So I think you, Peggy, would run into Arthur as he's walking back towards the florist. You can probably lock up before you leave, just in case. Is there a conversation that occurs there, Arthur? Do you just like stand around?
Well, I'll probably like stop and say hi. Like where are you off to?
Oh, well, I was just thinking if we're not going to get paid and there's nothing more to this, we probably don't really need to be here anymore, right?
Well, I was kind of considering that, but I'm already here, so I might as well get the work experience, even though it is a little bit of, probably shenanigans, probably some kids. I don't know. I need something on my resume,
You know what? That's fair. You're a mechanic too, right?
Well, you could say that. I only just graduated, like maybe a month ago. I got my professional's degree in machinery.
Hey, well, congrats. Education's a scam. You got out of it. Good for you. I'm
right.
out. I'm not gonna investigate that anymore. I would advise everyone else to do the same. Nice meeting you, Arthur.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you too, and I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, peace out. You never saw me here.
Right. Got it. I'm just gonna take a
And Peggy
big
will.
swig of my coffee again.
Peggy will head off.
I love Peggy so much. You're going to go to the subway station discreetly?
I'm gonna go to the subway station. Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way
I
over
want
to-
that money.
So you make your way,
That
Peggy,
cash.
discreetly over. You probably make it look like you're going to walk out and then check behind you to be like, are they looking at me? And then like run over
Yeah.
to where the subway station is on the southern side of the street of the Wynd. And
Mm-hmm.
there seems to be a large poster hung up that reads ARL red line is closed indefinitely due to safety concerns with shifting bedrock. Entry into the red line is prohibited and anyone found on the premises will be charged with trespassing. And there seems to be large 2x4s like nailed up so that it's hard to get in. You could probably still like crawl under them or through them if you tried.
Oh, I've had experience, slipping through small spaces. I got this.
Okay. Give me a this is the perception check of Call of Cthulhu, but give me a spot hidden.
37. That's still a fail.
Damn.
Not a dramatic one,
Damn
but
nerd. Okay. Yeah, you don't notice anything. You smell some
Okay.
coffee on the air. You look down and see that someone doodled like a funny looking caricature on the poster.
the marking on the map was in between the two stations, right?
Correct. Closer to Sublime Wine Station than the terminal.
So usually, like, if you're going through an abandoned station, there's like some place like on the side of the subway track where it's safe to walk.
Mhm.
I want to kind of head in towards the marking on the map.
Absolutely. You slip in through this wood, you walk downstairs, kind of jump the little turnstiles, and there's a small like maintenance path on the subway tunnel is this little round short thing. It looks a bit more modern than the rest of the subway tunnels in the town that you are moderately familiar with. And it's like a gravel bed with steel railway. Very, very typical. So you can jump down, or you can climb down the stairs, walk down the stairs, not climb down, onto the maintenance path and begin making your way along the subway. Back up on the Sublime Wynd on the street. You three are standing around these goldenrod bushes. Connie, are you going to try to talk to them?
Yes.
What would you like to ask? And I need you to expend 2 more magic points if you speak to them.
Yes. So I'm going to be like, who did this to you, oh goldenrod?
So you spend the magic points. Give me a natural world check again to see how much information you can get from this goldenrod.
I got an extreme success.
An extreme success. Okay. The goldenrod will blow in the wind. Some of the pollen hits you all in the nose and makes you immediately start sniffling, because goldenrod does that to people. And you will hear it say wispily on the wind, "They was the people who came with the robes. They came with the robes and the shears, and they cut us all up. They took my flowers. They took my new flowers away from me.
What did the robes look like, and did you see where they went?
They came from that store over there, the one with all the prettier plants in it, the one with the real pretty plants out front. They came from over there. They cut my new little flowers off, my new flowers. I spent so much time growing those flowers. I spent all year trying to grow those flowers, and they just cut them. They cut them right off. And they took them. They took my new flowers, and they went off they went off down the road. I don't know what they was doing with them, but they took them, and it bothers me. Oh, it bothers me so damn much. Can't do nothing, but it bothers me.
These robed people that you were talking about, were they the ones who broke the windows too, or did they go through the door?
You got an extreme success. Yeah, it was them that broke into the windows. They stood there, they went in the windows, they grabbed their things, they come and cut my flowers off. And then they just leave me for dead. Not for dead, but you know how it is. I feel like a part of me was actually taken away. A part of me was actually taken away. They went off down that road towards that little hole in the ground. They look like your friend over there with the big jacket on. They look like them. And you look over and see Arthur with a very thick jacket and some overalls. And that seems to be what the plant is referencing.
What?
And they also had a backpack?
I didn't see no backpack. They just had the shears. They had the other real pretty plants, and they had the shears, and they just took me.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do you need anything that can help you be stronger and not be left for dead?
Do you got any eggshells on you?
What?
If you just threw some eggshells down in the soil, I'd really love it.
Okay, I do not carry any eggshells with me. I am vegan. But I can go ask around later.
No. I wouldn't want to impose on you. If you had eggshells on you, I'd take them, but I don't want to make you go around looking for eggshells. I'll get eggshells before the end of the day. The people around here, they take care of me. But don't worry about it too much. Thank you for the water. Thank you for listening to me. It's nice to be listened to every once in a while.
Of course. In the future, I can come visit you anytime.
Okay. So with this information, will you relay this, Connie, to your associates, Arthur and Darcy?
Well, yes, because practically I am not really here for the money. I am here to get revenge for these plants. So if telling people what I know will help solve the mystery, then yes.
Okay. So you can tell Darcy and Peggy this information. Oh, the goldenrod says people came out of the window with robes on.
You mean Arthur?
Little,
because Peggy's not here.
Arthur. Sorry. Peggy's already down in the sewer, or in the
And the
subway.
robes match something that Arthur was?
They look like, I think that you can assume that they're talking about the coveralls that Arthur's wearing.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, I was
Would be a
thinking like
reasonable
wizard
assumption.
robes.
You can think wizard robes too, but Arthur's not wearing wizard
Yeah,
robes.
exactly.
No,
I'm
no wizard.
going to turn to Arthur and I'm going to say, your clothing, are they specific to any association in town or are they just something you picked up from a store?
No, I mean I've had this overcoat for years. That's why it kind of looks a little ragged.
Did it come from a family member or again, did you just buy it from someone, a store, or anything like that?
No, I just bought it from a store that was nearby.
It's nearby?
Well, nearby to where I live, which is halfway across the city,
Oh.
but
Okay.
Well, the Golden Sun did say that they went to that hole over there. We might want to check that out.
So, let's try and understand what we know so far. People in robes are taking plants from both the nature in town and from stores for a specific purpose. We know that they broke into the store, so that covers that mystery technically. We don't know if Mr. Lane is involved because he had a bag in his store. At this point, I would say we maybe keep this from Mr. Lane. He said he was expecting us to have it solved, but we've only been working for a few moments, I would say. How long have we been?
It's been a couple hours.
A couple hours?
It's been a
Okay.
couple hours. Yeah.
So, I would say the next course of action is to follow what the goldenrod said and go into a hole.
Mm-hmm.
oh great, this is exactly what I wanted to do on my day off.
I've never been in a city hole.
Believe me, it's not that great.
And so I presume City Hall we're all going to go into is the subway.
But that's what I
Seeing
expected
as
the
that
plant
is
to.
The city hole.
I was expecting
The
that was
city
what the
hole.
plant meant.
Yes.
Because the plant would not have an understanding of subway systems.
So you all walk over to the Sublime Wynd station entrance. You all see this sign. Please make spot hidden checks.
Sign, everywhere, sign.
Sign on the dotted line.
Ew, that's really bad. That's a 93, which is a really big failure.
I love these
Ooh.
pink dices for playing this game because they're also horrible. And I got like a normal success.
I got a hard success because I made my
Okay.
spot hidden my highest number.
A very
Damn.
good plan, honestly. Unless you're playing a cool mechanic lady. You're like really into this coffee. It's like
I'm
you're
just
really
about
feeling
finished it.
the energy enter your body. And that's your kind of business right now. You're kind of concerned with finishing the coffee before you get into the subway. Because you don't know what's down there. You don't want to have to be holding this in your hand the entire time. What if
Nope.
you need to pick something up? But Connie and Darcy, you notice that there seems to be a very loose corner to this poster that's posted, the one that reads that the red line is closed and that entering would be trespassing. It seems that the bottom corner is very loose and almost looks like it can be peeled back.
I'm going to touch it.
Okay. You peel the poster back, and drawn onto the 2x4 that it's fastened to is in ink a crudely depicted flower, a circle with an X through it, and what looks like a little tool, like a screwdriver or something. All of them are very crude little marks.
What do you mean by crude?
Like just very rough, like not artistic.
Okay. When
Yeah.
I was thinking like you saying
Yeah,
crude.
they're saying fuck.
Yeah.
Oh no, it
Um,
the screwdriver is actually
And with that, I think you all can enter into the... Oh, you also see... Peggy, what color hair do you have?
It's a dark purple, short, messy.
Okay. You see attached, like stuck to a little splinter or like a little rough edge of these 2x4s a single strand of this purple hair, which you've just seen on Peggy's head.
Oh, so it looks like she went this way. I guess she's into the mystery after all.
And with that, the three of you can enter, I guess, and make your way into the red line. That's where we'll leave it until tomorrow.